October 24, 1942. Guadalcanal, Solomon Islands. 2,200 hours. The jungle air hangs heavy with humidity, alive with the relentless drone of insects. Private Thomas, Tommy, Callahan of the 164th Infantry Regiment crouches in a muddy foxhole, his fingers tracing the smooth steel of his M1 Garand rifle. His unit, part of the North Dakota National Guard, landed on this godforsaken island just 11 days ago, the first U.S. Army troops to join the Marines in the fight against the Japanese Empire. The M1 Garand, with its 8-round end-block clip, feels like an extension of his arm, ready to deliver rapid, lethal fire. Beside him, battle-hardened Marines clutch their bolt-action M1903 Springfields, relics of an earlier war, and I Callahan's semi-automatic rifle with a mix of curiosity and envy. Suddenly, the night erupts. From the jungle's edge, a chilling roar pierces the darkness, thousands of Japanese soldiers charging forward, their voices raised in a frenzied cry of "Banzai!" and "Tatsugiki!" Leading one of the assault platoons is Lieutenant Hiroshi Nakamura of the 29th Infantry Regiment, gripping his Type 38 Arisaka rifle. Its long, unwieldy 31.4-inch barrel snags on vines as he moves, the 5-round magazine loaded with 6.5mm cartridges. Each shot requires a deliberate cycle of the bolt, up, back, forward, down, a slow, mechanical ritual under the pressure of combat. Behind him, newer recruits carry Type 99 rifles, chambered for the heavier 7.7mm round but still limited by bolt-action mechanics, and 5-round stripper clips. In the next 12 hours, the clash at Henderson Field will reveal a brutal truth. The technological gap between American and Japanese small arms will shape the outcome of this battle and countless others across the Pacific. This is the story of the M1 Garand, a revolutionary weapon that redefined infantry combat, and the Arisaka rifles, proud symbols of Japanese tradition that struggled to keep pace in a modern war. It's a tale of innovation versus tradition, of industrial might versus warrior spirit, played out in the jungles, beaches, and volcanic slopes of the Pacific theater. For the American soldier, the M1 Garand was more than a rifle. It was a force multiplier, delivering unmatched firepower that turned every GI into a one-man firebase. For the Japanese, the Arisaka was a testament to precision and discipline, but its limitations would prove fatal against the relentless hail of semi-automatic fire. The M1 Garand was born from the genius of John C. Garand, a Canadian-American engineer who began working at Springfield Armory in 1919. After nearly 2 decades of relentless innovation, the U.S. Army adopted his design in 1936, making America the first nation to equip its infantry with a standard-issue semi-automatic rifle. The Garand fired the powerful .30-06 Springfield cartridge, propelling a 150-grain bullet at 850 feet per second from its 24-inch barrel, delivering 656 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Its gas-operated system was a marvel. A small port near the muzzle diverted propellant gas to cycle the action, ejecting the spent casing and chambering a new round with each trigger pull. A trained soldier could fire 40 to 50 aimed shots per minute, reloading an 8-round clip in under 3 seconds. Compare that to the 15 to 20 rounds per minute of a bolt-action rifle, and the advantage was clear. The Garand wasn't perfect from the start. Early designs used a primer-actuated system that proved finicky, and the rifle was initially intended for the .276 Peterson cartridge. But General Douglas MacArthur's insistence on sticking with the .30-06 round, already stockpiled in vast quantities, ensured the rifle's power and compatibility with existing logistics. By the time it reached the Pacific, the M1 Garand was a rugged, reliable weapon, its parkerized finish resisting tropical corrosion, its walnut or birch stock enduring the harshest conditions. In contrast, the Japanese Arisaka rifles traced their roots to 1897, when Colonel Nariakira Arisaka designed the Type 30 to replace outdated Murata rifles. By World War II, the Imperial Japanese Army relied on 2 main variants, the Type 38, adopted in 1905, and the Type 99, introduced in 1939. The Type 38 fired a 6.5 by 50 mm cartridge, launching a 139-grain bullet at 500 feet per second with 650 foot-pounds of energy. The Type 99, with its 7.7 by 58 mm round, offered more punch, 300 foot-pounds, but both were bolt-action rifles, limited to 5 rounds and reloaded via stripper clips. The Type 38's 31.4-inch barrel, one of the longest ever issued, was a liability in dense jungle terrain, where engagements often happened at under 100 yards. The Type 99's shorter 25.9-inch barrel was an improvement, but it arrived too late to fully replace its predecessor. The Arisaka's design had strengths. Its action was among the strongest ever tested, surpassing even the M1903 Springfield and Mauser rifles. Its safety could be engaged silently, and a gas escape system protected the shooter from ruptured cartridges. But these refinements couldn't overcome the core limitation: manual bolt operation in an era of rapid-fire combat. Each shot required the soldier to break his firing position, cycle the bolt, and realign his sights, a process that took precious seconds in the chaos of battle. America's industrial might amplified the M1 Garand's advantage. Between 1936 and 1945, U.S. factories churned out 5.4 million Garands, with Springfield Armory alone producing 3.5 million. By 1944, Springfield hit a peak of 1,000 rifles per day, while Winchester added another 600. This ensured that by mid-1943, nearly every American soldier and Marine in the Pacific carried an M1. Rigorous quality control meant every rifle met strict standards, grouping shots within 5 inches at 100 yards, with interchangeable parts for easy field repairs. Even as walnut stocks gave way to birch due to shortages, functionality never faltered. Japan's production told a different story. From 1905 to 1945, Japan manufactured about 3 million Type 38 rifles and 3.5 million Type 99s across multiple arsenals, including Kokura, Nagoya, and facilities in occupied Manchuria and Korea. But production never kept pace with demand. Many Japanese troops, especially second-line units, still carried Type 38s at war's end, creating logistical nightmares with two incompatible ammunition types. Early Type 99 rifles boasted innovations like chromine barrels and folding anti-aircraft sights, but by 1944, material shortages led to last-ditch rifles with crude machining, wooden butt plates, and simplified sights. The once proud Imperial chrysanthemum stamp became a rough mark, a symbol of Japan's crumbling war machine. Back at Henderson Field, the battle unfolds with savage intensity. Private Callahan and his comrades in the 164th Infantry face wave after wave of Japanese attackers. The M1 Garand's semi-automatic action allows them to maintain a continuous wall of fire. Each soldier can unleash 8 rounds in seconds, the rifle cycling automatically, keeping their sights on target. The distinctive ping of an empty clip ejecting signals a reload, completed in under 3 seconds. Across the line, Marines with Springfield struggled to match this pace, their bolt-action rifles requiring manual cycling after each shot. Lieutenant Nakamura, leading his platoon through the jungle, fires his Type 38 Arisaka, but each shot is a laborious process. The long barrel catches on foliage, slowing his advance. His men, some wielding Type 99s, fare little better. The 5-round magazines empty quickly, and reloading under fire is a fumbling ordeal. The Japanese charge, fueled by courage and discipline, falters against the relentless American firepower. By dawn, the jungle is littered with Japanese casualties, many with full magazines in their rifles, cut down before they could fire more than a shot or two. The M1 Garand's advantages went beyond rate of fire. Its gas-operated system functioned reliably in mud, sand, and humidity, cycling with enough force to clear debris. The .30-06 cartridge, shared with machine guns and automatic rifles, simplified logistics, with American factories like Lake City producing 200 million rounds annually by 1943. In contrast, Japan's dual-caliber system, 6.5 mm for Type 38s and 7.7mm for Type 99s, created supply chaos. Misdelivered ammunition, like 7.7mm rounds sent to Type 38 equipped units, left soldiers with useless rifles. The 164th Infantry stand at Henderson Field marked a turning point. Colonel Bryant Moore reported his men expended 250,000 rounds in 2 days, a testament to the M1's firepower. Marine Private Robert Leckie, later author of Helmet for My Pillow, recalled the awe-inspiring sound of the Garands. It was a roar, like a storm breaking. Those army boys with their semi-autos made the jungle shake. Our Springfields couldn't compare. Japanese survivor Sergeant Taro Sato, in a post-war account, wrote, "We believed our spirit would triumph, but the American rifles fired without pause. Each man was a machine gun. Our Arisakas felt like relics from my grandfather's war." This pattern repeated across the Pacific. At Cape Gloucester in 1943, Marines, now equipped with M1 Garands, faced Japanese defenders in torrential rain. Private Eugene Sledge, author of With the Old Breed, noted, "The Garand never quit. In mud and rain, it kept firing. The Japanese with their bolt actions couldn't match us. We'd shred their positions before they could reload." On Saipan in 1944, the largest banzai charge of the war, 3,000 Japanese soldiers, crashed against American lines. Private Harold Agaholm of the 4th Marine Division recalled, "Our Garands turned the charge into a slaughter. 8 shots, ping, reload, repeat. They never got close." American training maximized the M1's potential. At camps like Fort Benning and Camp Perry, soldiers fired thousands of rounds, mastering rapid target engagement and maintaining sight alignment. The Army's field manual emphasized 40 to 50 aimed shots per minute, a rate that turned squads into devastating firebases. A 12-man squad with M1S and Browning automatic rifles could deliver 400 to 500 rounds per minute, dwarfing the 150 to 180 rounds of a Japanese squad with Arisakas. Japanese training, rooted in samurai traditions, prioritized precision and bayonet drills over rapid fire. The Type 38's long barrel offered excellent accuracy at 500 yards, but Pacific combat rarely allowed such ranges. Jungle engagements at 50 to 100 yards favored the M1's speed and volume. Japanese doctrine, shaped by victories in the Russo-Japanese War, emphasized one shot, one kill, and spiritual superiority. But against the M1's relentless fire, banzai charges became suicide missions. By 1944, Japanese commanders adapted, shifting to defensive tactics. On Iwo Jima, Lieutenant General Tadamaki Kurabayashi avoided banzai charges, fortifying caves and bunkers. Yet even in defense, the Arisaka's slow rate of fire limited effectiveness. Marine Corporal R.V. Bergen recalled, "We'd pin them down with Garands, firing 40 rounds a minute into their positions. They couldn't respond fast enough." At Okinawa in 1945, Japanese defenders under Lieutenant General Mitsuru Ushijima fought from fortified positions, but the M1's firepower overwhelmed them. Private Martin Brennan of the 17th Infantry described a Japanese counterattack. "They came at us, organized and fierce, but our Garands cut them down. 8 shots, ping, reload. It was over before they could close the distance." Japan tried to bridge the gap. The Type 100 submachine gun, introduced in 1942, offered automatic fire but was produced in limited numbers, 27,000 units, and used the weak 8mm Nambu cartridge. Efforts to copy the M1 Garand resulted in the Type 4 rifle, a 7.7mm semi-automatic with a 10-round magazine. But only 100 to 125 were assembled before Japan's surrender, a testament to its industrial limitations. Even these prototypes couldn't match the M1's production scale or reliability. The M1 Garand's legacy extended beyond World War II. It served in Korea, where it stopped Chinese human wave attacks, and influenced global rifle designs like the Soviet SKS and French MAS-49. Post-war, the U.S. supplied 150,000 M1s to Japan's self-defense forces, a bitter irony for veterans who had faced its firepower. Today, the M1 remains a collector's prize, its ping, iconic in films and games. The Arisaka, with its strong action and rare chrysanthemum-marked examples, is also valued, but its obsolescence in modern combat is undeniable. Back at Henderson Field, as dawn breaks on October 25, 1942, Private Callahan surveys the aftermath. The jungle is silent, save for the groans of the wounded. Japanese bodies lie scattered, many clutching Arisakas with full magazines, their bolts unworked. Lieutenant Nakamura's rifle, found near his body, holds 3 rounds. He fired only twice before falling to a hail of .30-06 bullets. The M1 Garand's relentless fire had turned the tide, proving that in modern war, technology and firepower could outweigh even the fiercest courage. This was the Pacific War's brutal arithmetic: 5.4 million M1 Garands against 6.5 million Arisakas, semi-automatic precision against bolt-action tradition, industrial might against warrior spirit. The M1 didn't win the war alone, but it gave every American soldier an edge, a rapid, reliable, devastating edge. From Guadalcanal to Okinawa, its roars shaped victory, one 8-round clip at a time. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. And in the Pacific it was. The ping of an empty clip wasn't just a sound, it was the sound of survival, of progress, of an empire's defeat. The M1 Garand didn't just fight a war, it redefined what a soldier could do.